Thank you guys so much for connecting this morning. I pray that you had a great week. Your weekend has been greater. Blessings gonna find me here. Oh yeah. Favor gonna find me here. Oh yeah. I mean, say money gonna find me here. Blessings gonna find me here. Oh na 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 na. Something good gonna happen in this year. It's been a pretty kickback week for me. I've heard you guys have had a pretty smooth week this past week. Looking for the same thing this upcoming week. Blessings gonna find me here. Oh yeah. Favor gonna find me here. Oh yeah. I mean, say money gonna find me here. Blessings gonna find me here. Oh na na na. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and do so. If you're enjoying these sessions, don't forget to hit that like button. Turn your notifications on just in case you don't get a text message from me. Morning, Drika. Morning, Axel. Blessings gonna find me here. Oh yeah. Favor gonna find me here. Oh yeah. I mean, say money gonna find me here. Morning, Lucy. I love you. Something good gonna happen in this year, and I am grateful that I made it here. Yesterday's gone, and a new day has appeared, and I am grateful that I made it here. Morning, Tay. Did I say morning to you already? Morning, Tay. Morning, Anita. Morning, Jeremy. Morning, Cameron. What's happening? Something good gonna happen in this year, and I am grateful that I made it here. Yesterday's gone, and we're gonna give it a few more minutes. A couple more people time to connect. Blessings gonna find me here. Oh yeah. Give it about another 2 minutes. Oh yeah. I mean, say money gonna find me here. Blessings gonna find me here. Oh na. Something good gonna happen in this year, and I am grateful that I made it here. Yesterday's gone, and a new day has appeared, and I am grateful that I made it here. Blessings gonna find me here. Oh yeah. Favor gonna find me here. Oh yeah. I mean, say money gonna find me here. Blessings gonna find me here. Oh na. All right, I'm gonna give it another minute. We're gonna go ahead and jump in and get started. Good morning, Alethea. It's great to have you with us this morning. Blessings gonna find me here. Oh yeah. Favor gonna find me here. Oh yeah. I mean, say money gonna find me here. Blessings gonna find me here. Oh na. All right, we're gonna go ahead and jump in. Those who will be connecting with us later, they can go back and catch the replay and get brought up to speed. But I'm going to jump in today.
Good morning, Pastor Ransom. It's great to have you with us this morning from Colorado. We are going through going through Ecclesiastes 3. Those of you who missed last week, you can go back and catch that replay. I think we got through verse number 2 last week, so we're going to pick up at verse number 3 today. And again, as I introduced, I was telling you guys that there's a season for everything and a time to every purpose, and so things are connected, and the manifestation of those things are tied to seasons. But your purpose has an appointed time to be fulfilled. And now, when I say your purpose, understand, I'm not talking about a single act of fulfillment or a single act, because we have multiple purposes in life, just as we're called to be brothers and sisters and mothers and fathers and doctors, attorneys, whatever. We have multiple purposes. So if you start going down the rabbit hole in prayer saying, God, what is my purpose? What is my purpose? What is my purpose? I don't know what my purpose is. You'll somewhat become discouraged because you're trying to narrow it down to a single focus. But in many instances, in all instances, we have multiple focuses as it relates to what our purpose is in life. And so you have multiple purposes in life. So don't get stuck trying to find out or seek God for quote unquote spiritual purpose, because your spiritual purpose is actually not your purpose, is his purpose that you are called to labor and fulfill in. But you have a purpose here on or in this place that we call earth. You have a purpose here as a human being, and those purposes, should I say, are multiple things, are really layered real well and multi-dimensional. So we're going to continue today, and what Ecclesiastes does is it gives us a glimpse. Ecclesiastes 3 verses 1 through 8, and specifically, it gives us glimpses of these seasons that we will experience. And within those seasons, there's a purpose. There's a time for those seasons to come to manifest certain purposes, if you understand what I'm saying. Because what your season is a season, and I want to put it this way. And if I'm not connecting this well, you guys let me know in the chat. But a season is a window of time in which certain purposes are to be fulfilled. And another thing you should know about a purpose, your purpose. Sometimes a purpose, when we think purpose, we always think all the bells and whistles, the bright and flashing lights, glittering gold. But purposes are not always that. Purposes it's a broad spectrum when we talk about fulfilling purpose. And so Ecclesiastes 3, it gives us somewhat of a module for what these seasons, the, the the purpose that these seasons are coming for. Let me say it that way. I'm trying to keep it simple. So last week we talked about a time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to pluck up that which is planted. Today we're going to start at verse number 3. Again, it says, there's a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up. Now, mind you, a time to kill, that's a season. A time to heal, that's a season. A time to break down, that's a season. A time to build up, that's a season. Each one of these seasons have a purpose that they are sent to manifest in your life. You're supposed to get something out of every one of these 4 seasons that I mentioned, if you pay attention to the details and the structure of Ecclesiastes 3, each verse, you will see that it names 4 seasons, just like we have in life in real time. There, in each verse, there's a total of 28, but in each verse, there's 4 different seasons. And now watch this. And when you further break it down, there are 7, okay? There are 7 different cycles, life cycles that you'll see between verse number 2 and verse number 8. And I don't want to get too technical about it, but I just want you guys kind of understand where we are. So when you look at the number 7, you understand that it's completion. You understand 7 is perfection. 7 represents a full cycle of life. There's 7 days in a week. And, you can play with the numbers all you want, but the truth of the matter is it's written right here in print for us to have the breakdown. And we're looking at this schematic that has been laid out for us in this ecclesiastical writing here. And so we're going to hop in at a time to kill and a time to heal. I think this is probably one of the most interesting seasons that we will ever experience, especially considering that it is written, or it was written in the law, it was written in the law, thou shalt not kill. But here in Ecclesiastes is saying that there's a time to kill. Okay, so let's just break down this time to kill, what this is representing and what this will look like in your life. Of course, I told you these things are not just literal things, but they have more of a metaphoric meaning. Okay, so let's understand that. So it's not saying that you can go and kill somebody that you've been wanting to. So let's not do that. But when it's talking about the time to kill, it's actually talking about destroying. Now listen, it's talking about destroying some things that the time of judgment have come upon. There are certain, oh my God, man, that thing just hit me so hard. There are certain things in your life. I want you to listen to me this morning. I feel very passionate right now. There are certain times in your life where that the fullness of the judgment for a thing will come upon you, and it's time for you to destroy. It's time for you to bring to an end certain things through the execution of judgment. God does it all the time, all throughout the scriptures. You'll see where God will send Israel in to destroy and waste a land that's filled with all types of perversions and sins and iniquities, if you will. But that there's a time for that. There's a season where that comes around. And likewise, in your personal life, mastering the mind, the heart, and the body, there's a time in your life as the manager of this vessel that God has given us, and as the CEO of the life that you live, there's a time when you have to execute judgment over your own life. Okay. And there's a time when that judgment is executed that things must be killed. There's a difference. In verse number 2, it says a time to die. Things can die by natural causes. Things can die by other infections. But when it says in verse number 3, there's a time to kill, you're talking about intent. And sometimes these intents are premeditated. Sometimes, and I'll show you what that looked like. Have you ever found yourself maybe in a relationship and things are happening in the relationship and you see it drifting in a way that you don't want to experience as it relates to your relationships? You see some things spiraling out of control and things are not getting better and it's getting worse, and you're watching, you're observing it, and you finally come to a point and you're like, no, I'm not living like this. This is not going to be the type of relationship that I tolerate and I entertain and I permit to be in my life. And so you make a decision to kill the trajectory that relationship has been traveling on. You kill it right there, because it's time for you to make a judgment, execute judgment, whether or not you're going to live and continue in that type of relationship. So this is what it looks like in real life. And that could apply to anything. Again, it could apply to your spending habits. Sometimes it's a time to kill certain things, weaknesses that you have in your life. You don't need to wait to die. You don't need to wait till you run out of money and get broke to kill your poor stewardship habits. Sometimes you just got to kill it. Sometimes you got to get over Louis Vuitton. You got to get over Louboutin. You got to get over Gucci. And I'm not saying that that's forever, but there are certain times when you have to kill certain things because their season is up. The season is over. The season has come for you to execute judgment on those things or concerning those things. And even to go further and to dig a little bit deeper, the hardest part about this season, this time to kill, the hardest part about this is the majority of the things that you'll have to kill will be things in you that no one else around you knows that's there except the sniper that dwells within all of us, i.e. the Holy Spirit. And as he's building his case through convictions, you will then be given all of the information you need in order to carry out the hit on the thing that will ultimately kill you if you don't kill it. Again, we're not talking about letting it die. We're not talking about you waiting for somebody to walk away from you because you see it's coming. We're not talking about you waiting to just let something play out like it will and you've come to peace with however it play out. No, we're talking about intent. When you say, I will not allow me to continue down this road, I will not allow me to still suffer these things to be so, right? So you're making a decision. I'm going in. I'm killing this in me. And most of the time we've been taught to pray, Lord, if it's not like you, take it away from me. It's not in your will. Take it away. So God's saying, I've given you the ability to execute judgment between good and evil, and I need for you to kill. I need to see you kill it. It's like the action movie when one of the gangsters think that the guy that he working with is undercover, and they often make them prove their solidarity and their loyalty to the organization by handing them a pistol and telling them to kill somebody. I need to see you kill it because I need to know that you're serious about this connection and this bond that we have. I need to see your loyalties to what is right and what is of truth. The truth that you speak versus the truth that you're actually able to carry out. And when this happens, we are faced with the challenge of being able to kill certain things in you. That thing in you that knows how to manipulate to get your way. And after we do it, we say to ourselves, within ourselves, oh my God, I was so wrong for that. It's going to come a season when you're going to have to kill that. And even though it's been working for you all of these years, and nobody seemed to have picked up on it, there is a position that the Spirit of God that dwells in you have taken, and he's wondering, how long are you going to allow this? And so now I'm calling you to the carpet. I'm saying, kill it. I'm telling you to kill it. God is passing you the pistol and saying, you got to get rid of this. You got to off him. And the Holy Spirit will put a hit out on certain ways that actually compromise your integrity before God. And guess who the hitman is? You. You're the hitman. He's saying, hey, you got to do something about this now. And that is one of the most challenging seasons that we have. And the worst thing we can do in those seasons is begin to look around our life and fire stray bullets on everything and everyone else. You can tell when someone is in this season because they ready to cut everybody off. When people start talking about cutting off everybody, it's funny to me. I'm cutting off everybody. My circle gonna be so small. Ain't nobody gonna be in it but me. All that stuff. It sounds good and it's cute for a post, and you'll get likes and probably shares. But in all actuality, I know that whenever you're ready to kill off people in your life and kill off everything, and you're not doing nothing within yourself, kill the procrastination in you that keeps causing you to have to live under stress because you never do what you're supposed to do within the window of time that you do it. You never complete a process. And so your progress is slow. You need to kill that thing. Don't kill everybody else. Don't kill me. Let me live. Kill that thing in you. And if you kill those things in you, you'll see that you're able to dwell and get along with others a little bit better. I'm not saying that there are not times when relationships have to be dealt with the way that they need to be dealt with. What I am saying is this time to kill, it's more about what's happening internally. There are certain mentalities that need to be killed. That mentality that everybody's hating on you, that needs to be killed. We have to kill the mentality that God's going to bless us for the purpose of showing everybody that didn't support us that he was always with us. That needs to die. And that mentality is literally criminalizing the entire structure of the Church of America. We think, especially the African American church, we think that that's the reason why God want to bless us. That thing must die. And the season is coming to all of us where we have to kill that. And you understand that what God does for you, he does for you because he loves you. Not because he hating on somebody else or he got a problem with your haters. God don't have a problem with your haters because those are his kids, and you should be careful how you speak to a man about his kids. I'm saying that as a father. Now, hey, if you want to roll the dice on that, keep doing what you're doing and we'll see. But those mentalities, you have to kill it within yourself. The things I'm sharing this morning, this is self-help. This is going to help you become better and become more organized as a human. Okay? It says there's a time to kill. Then it says a time to heal. Remember, I told you a time to kill is about executing judgment upon things that need to be done away with. It's talking about intent to get rid of a thing, to destroy a thing. Then it says there's a time to heal. Now watch this. The time to kill deals with judgment. A time to heal deals with mercy. There's a time when you must comfort. Now watch this. There's a time when you must comfort the areas of your life that have been struggling, that have been in the struggle. There's a time where you have to give self-care to you when you can't find it from anyone else. There's a time when you have to have mercy upon yourself for certain things. This is not the time where you walk in certain rooms of your heart and start yelling at you because things are out of order. This is a time when you speak passionately and gently to yourself. This is a time when you say, hey, listen, we're going to get up from this. We're not going to stay in this place. No, you're not stupid because you ignored the red flags. It happened. You cared about this person. You're not dumb because you made a poor investment. You were taking a chance you would have never known, except you took the chance. This is what it is that we have to do. We are responsible for doing this. And if we don't do this for us, you cannot be offended when someone else doesn't comfort you in your season of healing, you have to comfort you as well. God's going to do his job, but you also have to do your job. You also have to see about you. You have to comfort you. You have to make sure that you're making accommodations for you to recover. And there's a season for this in your life. And when you understand that there's a season for this in your life, you know that during this time of healing, this is not time for you to be killing nobody. You put your weapons down in this season. You don't want to be in the fight while you're trying to heal. You don't want to be caught up in any drama or controversies when you're in the time to heal. When that season come, the purpose of that season come is because there are some things in you that need attention. This season, it's supposed to manifest how deeply concerned God is about your well-being, and God is about you being whole and complete, lacking nothing internally, so that the mind can rest. When night falls, that's not the busiest time for your mind. When you're healing, that's whenever things begin to settle within the mind, things begin to settle within the heart. You come to resolve by certain things, and that's where peace is able to come in and do what you cannot even understand. I'm talking about the peace of God coming in, but you have to put yourself in a place to heal. You can't heal everywhere. You cannot heal in the same toxic environment that you became infected in. And so you have to change your disposition, relocate emotionally, intellectually, psychologically, mentally. Relocate, move to a different place in your heart, move to a different place in your understanding, a safe place, a place for you to recover. And it's a challenge sometimes healing, because we want to be treated, but we don't want the rehabilitation that comes along with the process. I remember when I had my back injury, I was going to therapy. And so the shock treatment was okay. But then after that, when they start having me do all these stretches and bending me in ways that I didn't think my body could bend, I made the decision that I wasn't going back, okay? And I did it. I did it. But when I tell you now, at this grand age of 25, I wish I would have completed rehab, because I feel the effects of not allowing my injuries to heal properly. And so when you don't give yourself the place and the space, put yourself in the place and the space to heal properly, later on in life, you'll feel what you didn't heal in your life. You'll feel it. It'll cause problems. Yep, I can't jump up and run like I used to. I mean, I used to be able to wake up and in 2 or 3 minutes, I'm moving around like lightning. I can't do it no more. You should be able to climb up on stuff and, and do all the things that, I wanted to do. But now I'm limited in some of the things that I do. And if I push myself to go ahead and do it, I still feel my old injury. And here's the thing, I'm not being injured anymore. The harm was done in 1998, but I still feel it in 2024. And the reason why I still feel it is because I did not allow myself to heal properly. I did not give myself a time to heal. I wanted to hurry up and end that process. It took commitment. I had to go every 2 or 3 days a week. I was supposed to do the stretches every morning when I woke up. Sometimes I didn't have time to do it. I never gave time to it. And so I didn't heal properly. And mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, we do the same thing whenever we don't give ourselves time to heal properly. So I am saying there's a season or a window of time that will come into your life for the purpose of you healing. When that season comes, some of you are in that season right now. When that season comes to you, make sure that you take that time and you heal. You take that time and you allow yourself to be treated and rehabilitated from the things that have injured you in life. I don't care what the experience it is. You should not still be walking around bitter by something that happened to you at church. Talking about church hurt. What about church heal? Have you given your time to heal yourself time to heal from that? Have you put yourself in a position to heal? Or are you just nursing your injuries, making sure that they stay just as painful as they were in the beginning? Or are you going to put yourself in a place to heal? Verse number 3 goes on to say there's a time to break down and a time to build up. Now, this, my friends, this is one of the greatest times in your life, although it will be one of the most confusing times in your life, because when it's talking about a time to break down, we're talking about deconstruction. Yes, there's a time when we must deconstruct, because we have constructed certain views, certain perceptions, certain ideas about the way life should be, about the way that other people should be, about the way that things should be in our life. But that is not always the truth. That's not always the position we should take on things. And so whenever you come into this time to deconstruct, we're often challenged and confused and lost because we realize at this time what we once knew is not anymore. We don't understand it that way. And that is the beginning of the process of deconstructing all this stuff. Have you ever known someone in your life and you just put them up on a high pedestal and you thought they were the greatest and you want to emulate certain things about their lives? And you just, I mean, they were king or she was queen, right? And you continue to live and walk with them, and you start seeing these cracks. You start seeing holes in their persona, and you like, no, she is nothing that I thought she was, or he's nothing like I thought he was. This ain't it. And so you have to deconstruct. You have to begin to break down all the things that you built up in your mind and in your heart that held up this particular person in this example that we're using. You have to tear all that down. You have to tear all that down because you didn't construct it right. It wasn't constructed. You put what they thought you should be above what you wanted to be. You put who they thought you were above who you actually were. And now, let's not play. We've all done it. Some are still doing it. But I'm telling you, there's going to come a season where God's going to give you a window of time to deconstruct for the purpose of you getting the opportunity to rebuild in a way where the foundation of your person is solid. You you can't keep it a stack when you ain't got no stack, right? That's just not what you're working with. And some of us we're not working with it because what have been constructed was poorly constructed, and it's not who we actually are or someone else actually are. Some of us speak in a way that does not reflect our mentality. Why? Because we know how to speak. We know how to communicate. We know how to express ourselves. But really, if we were to go behind the scenes and see rare footage of how you really think, you don't think nothing the way you talk. You talk a good talk, but you're still very insecure about some things. And some of us, we know how to speak like we're humble. But if we go behind the scenes, you'll see that you are so prideful and entitled to certain things. You don't feel like you're supposed to go through nothing. Anytime something hits your life, you start asking God, why am I going through this? Why not? Look at the things that you contributed to setting the stage for these things to happen. I'm not saying that's every case, but there's a mentality that we have to tear down, the mentality as it relates to us not ever facing any challenges economically, financially, relationally. You don't want to face no challenge in your relationship. And when you do, you out. Or I made the wrong decision. No, it's just a part of life. It comes, and when those times come, that's that season. That's that window of time for you to deconstruct because you weren't building solid. You get to a certain point in your construction, and you realize that the foundation is shifting. And so you have to deconstruct all that, go back and lay a solid foundation, and then you build again. The scripture says, and there's a time to build. There's a season that's going to bring you a window of time for you to build up. But whenever you're building up, you got to build back better. You got to build up better than before. And when you're building this time, you can build in confidence, knowing that you're doing it right. Because throughout the initial process of construction and deconstruction, you've gained the wisdom. You see where you built wrong the first time. And so when you come back and you start building up, you're building with the wisdom of how to construct properly in your life. You know, like usually in relationships, I share too much too fast. Well, when you deconstruct that mentality and you start building relationships again, you understand that I need time to get to know people. I need to know someone for at least 4 seasons to see how they handle life. Yeah. I need to see how I need to see how you are when everything's going good. I need to see how you are when everything's okay. I need to see how you are when everything's horrible for you. I need to see how you are when everything in your life is on fire. And now that I am rebuilding, I'm going to give myself time to observe that before I overcommit to a relationship, to an idea, to a concept, because I'm rebuilding and I'm trying to build better this time around. My first construction was okay for that time. It worked. I had experiences there. But it wasn't in my best interest to allow that building to remain erected in my life because it had been condemned by my understanding and wisdom that I've gained in life. So I had to deconstruct that. I had to break that down. And I'm rebuilding now. And when this season comes, and so I'm going to say this prophetically, and we're just about out of time. I'm going to say this prophetically, though. Some of you guys are in a season to build up. And the thing about being in the season of build up, it's usually after things have been broken down. And so it looks like you have nothing. It looks like you're not working with much. But this is actually the best time because you can build back the way that you know it should be now that you have the wisdom and understanding that have come from experience, that has come through observation, that have come through the intelligence of God directly to your spirit. This is a great season for some of you. And I want you to look around, look again at the opportunity that you have. Look around again at what you're working with, not what's been deconstructed, but look at the opportunity. Some of you guys are just now getting to know who you are again. You're seeing there is so much to see. Man, there is so much for you to see in this season. And the purpose is for you to see it. You see you, not everybody else. You see you. You see where you went wrong. You see where you went too far. You see where you didn't go at all and you should have been going. You see it. This is a good time for you. And I'm telling you, build back better. Build back stronger than before. Listen, we're out of time. We're going to continue going through these on next week. We'll continue. We'll pick up with verse number 4. And I pray that these are really inspiring you and giving you some principles and some pillars to set in place in your life so that your life could be secured by these pillows and security checkpoints and the wisdom and knowledge that you'll need to be able to recognize these seasons when they come and to allow these seasons to fulfill the purpose in that time. When that time arrives, you understand that there's a purpose for it coming. And it's not coming just for you to have the problems, but it's coming for the purpose to be realized in your life. I want you all to enjoy the rest of your evening. I love you so much. If you need me, you can hit me up by text message, email, inbox, DM, phone call. You know how to do it. If I don't get your call immediately, I'll get right back with you. I love you guys so much. I also want you to take just a second after we log off, go and make your donations. If you're being blessed by these sessions, just go and make your donations. Go and make your donations. I do life coaching sessions all through the week. That's my business. I come with a price, but these live classes that I do, I now do these and there's groups and there's no cost to it. So I'm asking you to go and make a donation. I thank you so much, those of you who are making your donations and being consistent. And I'm looking for others of you to join in with us. And listen, I am so grateful that you guys allow me 45 minutes of your time every Sunday morning. I know people say 45 minutes, not a long time, but it is when you got one life. and it's a short one. So I'm grateful that you guys will share this time with me. I love you guys so much. I bid you all blessings and Godspeed, and I will see you guys next Sunday morning, 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. I love you all. Blessings and Godspeed.
Gonna happen in this year, and I am grateful that I made it here. Yesterday's gone, and a new day has appeared, and I am grateful that I made it here. Blessings gonna find me here. Oh yeah, favor gonna find me here. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I miss say money gonna find me here. Blessings gonna find me here. Oh na 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 na. Something good gonna happen in this year, and I am grateful that I made it here. Yesterday's gone, and a new day has appeared, and I am grateful that I made it here.
I love you guys. See you next week.